everyone, and welcome to the Basha Buzz, where we bring the buzz for students from students. I'm Madison Whites.
I'm Shruti Rajesh.
And I'm Ella Crab. And today we have a guest with us. Could you please tell us your name, grade, and 3 things you like?
Okay, my name is Carter Thompson. I'm a junior, and I like academic decathlon, reading philosophy, and playing GeoGuessr.
So, talking about academic decathlon, as we know, college applications are coming out soon. So, Carter, could you tell us, or not coming out soon, sorry, you guys are applying soon. So could you tell us a bit of your experience with that?
Okay, so I've done a lot of things with ACTEC. Last year I was mostly focused on advancing my own score because it's like tests. So you take tests, you give a speech, interview, and essay. And so I was mostly focused on doing as well as I can by myself. And so this year I kind of want to show colleges that I'm a good candidate that can excel in leadership. And so I'm trying to bring the team with me. And so through academic decathlon, there's a lot of helping people with speeches, interviews, essays, helping them with math, economics, all these things I'm trying to work together in the class to help other people with so I can show colleges that I have the leadership skills to attend their university.
Right, yeah, of course. Ella, you're also a junior, so what about your experiences so far?
Well, my experience so far is for myself, my plan is to kind of set a rigor of I'm trying to put some words, guys, the best way.
Good.
Kind of a set of extracurriculars that makes sense for the major I want to go into. So I want to major in journalism with a minor in political science. So what that means for me, though, is every kid is going to do NHS, right? So that's kind of there as it is. Anyone who, can get in will do NHS. But I do Spanish National Honor Society as well. I'm in Model UN. I'm a Youth Advisory Council member at Chandler Center for the Arts, and then I do BBN. So, these are all, I want to do things that involve broadcasting as well. So if things, though, that don't make sense, I'm not going to go to a culinary club.
Right.
And be like, hey guys, this is also in here too.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing things that are relevant though to my application, and I want to push that forward and be like, hey, here. But then I also need something that sets me apart from everyone, because those are things, and I'm still working on that, by the way. But those are all things though that I want to start out with, and it's a very important though that you get a ranked set of extracurriculars that makes sense. If you just do things that everyone else is doing, you're no different. You're bye.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where I'm at. Just getting a relevant set of extracurriculars.
100%, of course. So with extracurriculars, how did you two specifically pick them out? Did you go through and do some research beforehand? Did you talk to anyone, or was it just this is what the school offers, I'm just gonna go try it out and see how it goes?
You start.
I think yes and no. So I did do research for a few of them. My strengths are in art and foreign language and English, so it only makes sense that I pursue something like that where I'm strong, So hence the Spanish National Honor Society and the Model UN goes in favor with the politics, which I love talking about and learning about, if anyone, sure thing knows. And so, that's kind of my thing. So I did research a few. I did research what would be good if I did Model UN and got into that. I don't know. It was just little things like that. What is relevant?
Right. Yeah, of course.
I see. So I love about your extracurriculars that they all have that common theme of journalism and politics. That is not the case with me at all. All my extracurriculars are kind of just freshman year. They're the hardest things and what I thought would be fun. So I joined chess. I've stuck with chess the whole time, gone to tournaments. I've been pretty successful. And then ACTEC. All of my friends that were in chess happened to be in ACTEC, and so I followed them into the club. I had no idea what it was. It was extremely overwhelming, but that's what I liked about it. It was just so difficult, and I wanted to be good at something that was difficult. And so it doesn't really have anything to do with what I want to go into electrical engineering, right? So that doesn't really have anything to do with electrical engineering, but it shows that I have the work ethic to
the capabilities.
Yeah, exactly.
What is ACTEC for the people who are new in
Yeah, of
freshman
course,
year,
of course.
Trying to find stuff?
Okay, so it's 10 subjects. Decathlon means 10. And 7 of them are tests, which are art, music, social science, economics, literature, and math. And then there's a speech, interview, and essay. And so you perform all these at a competition, and then you get a score out of 1,000. So your total score will be out of 10,000, 1,000 for each of them. And so the person with the highest score wins. And every year there's a different theme. So last year it was climate change. So that means all the songs are songs about climate change. All the music is music about climate change. This year it's the Roaring Twenties. So for example, for literature, our book is The Great Gatsby. So the literature test is literally just questions about The Great Gatsby. And then there's the team. And so everyone has their individual score, and then the team is the 6 best in every category. So it's it kind of sums all the individual scores for the total team score, and so we're trying to win as a team this year.
That's cool.
So how do you win? Like, do you go to a certain competition somewhere, or how does that process work?
Yeah, exactly. So we have a set of scrimmages throughout the year where it's just some school decides, hey, we have tests, come take them.
Yeah.
And then there's region, state, nationals, which are the 3 like big competitions. They're the ones that actually matter. So we just had our regionals competition. That's where all the scholarships are at.
Okay.
And then our state competition is coming up at the end of the month, and then nationals I think is in May or April. And so and those are at some just school that they arbitrarily pick in the district, and then we all go there, speech interview, essay, and test, etc. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I know both of you do quite a few AP classes, right? And so, Ella, you're doing BBN. That's a lot of work, and I know ACTA can definitely be a big time commitment. So, how do you two balance all of this, especially with high school? I mean, it's a lot.
I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure anymore. No, I'm kidding, guys. But I don't know. I think I prioritize what I want to prioritize, and I take my schoolwork very seriously, and I take my commitments very seriously, and there's no two ways about it. I mean, I told you can't have big dreams and a backyard work ethic. Not directly to Sharuthi, just so we're clear, because it sounds like I'm talking at her now. But like in general, you cannot have big dreams and a backyard work ethic, and I'm not. 100%. That's just kind of what I'm raised on. So I don't slack, and so I don't know. That's just kind of how I balance it.
Yeah, just push yourself. How about
Let's
you,
see. So similar thing. I get very easily distracted, like extremely easily distracted when I'm working. So I get home, I finish my schoolwork as soon as I can. And then with ACTEC, it's bad. So as I said, I get easily distracted. And so as I'm sitting in my room and I'm trying to do ACTEC, first, something you got to know, of all my priorities are screwed up. At the top of all my priorities is ACTEC, and then everything else is below.
Yeah, right.
And so there have been several days where I can't study in my room, and so I shut the door to my closet and I just spend the entire day in my closet studying for ACTEC because I get distracted if I'm anywhere else. And so the closet is just the only place where there's absolutely no distractions. And so without my closet, I would not have any of the achievements I do in ACTEC. So that's something.
Okay, I mean, it's definitely
dedication.
I haven't heard a closet, but I mean, dedication.
Is that at least a walk-in closet?
It is a walk-in.
Okay.
It would not be possible without I'd just be
good.
standing with it.
Yeah, right, of course.
That is dedication.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for those. And I think it's time for us to move on to our hot take hallway.
Awesome.
So as we know, this Sunday was the Super Bowl. So what is everyone's opinions on it? I mean, it's like one of the biggest sporting events of the year for America. And so what are your guys'? Okay, Maddie already has her opinions. We'll start with you.
I have none.
Oh, really?
I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Can you guess why? I bet you can guess why.
I can. But, right.
Yeah.
So moving on from
Yeah,
that. Okay.
so I just wasn't allowed to watch it. So I did see some of the highlights, though. Sounded like a pretty boring game. I am very sad that I couldn't watch Bad Bunny. But I am also happy that I didn't watch the other one.
Yeah.
So I did hear that people got married, though. Like, that was a real wedding.
Yeah, so did you get to know about that? The
Yeah.
wedding that happened? Yeah, so apparently they just invited him to their wedding, and he was like, no, just come get married at the Super Bowl, which is crazy. But
That is some insane dad lore they'll have.
I know. Like, guess where we got married? The Super Bowl.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't know much about football. My dad and my brother are obsessed with football, and like two of my closest friends, they are too. But I don't know much about it. From what I do know and what I was watching, it was a pretty boring game. Like there's like no touchdowns until like the third quarter. The halftime show, in my opinion, was great though. It was really fun. It was a whole different vibe.
The kicker carried. The
Yes.
kicker for
100%.
Seattle carried.
100%. And it was just, I feel like while it wasn't the greatest game overall, it definitely was a good halftime show. So there's 1+ to it.
I agree.
So,
I don't think it was necessarily like impressive in terms of scoring, but like I've heard this from a lot of people, the defense was really impressive.
Oh,
And so
yeah, no,
within
100%,
itself, I think the defense just makes it an interesting game as it is.
Yeah, that part is definitely, interesting. But just from like what my parents were telling me and stuff, they were like, it's the Super Bowl, right? You want to see like a bunch of crazy touchdowns happen. You want to see all of that. 'Cause it's the Super Bowl. Everyone waits all year for it. So yeah, how about you, Ella?
So, like to your point, I mean, everyone knew Seattle was gonna win. No one was going into that game with like.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to believe that the Patriots would win, but everyone knew Seattle was gonna win.
were-
So as far as I was concerned, I was like, why are the Seahawks and Patriots at Bad Bunny's concert? Like, guys, like, wait a minute, like,
What are we doing here?
dude, I loved the halftime show. Like, I cannot express enough. It was probably the best one I've seen in years. I mean,
100%.
yeah, because I mean, I don't know, the past ones have just fallen flat.
I just feel like it was one of the more relevant Super Bowl halftime shows, considering I'm pretty sure, as we were talking about it earlier, he was, I think, the #1 streamed artist on Spotify or something this year. So having him at the Super Bowl, I mean, that makes sense, right? Like a few years ago, they had Usher. I'm sorry, but he was like 20 years ago. No one right now is like thinking about him or really listening to his music as much. So I feel like this was really relevant.
Yeah.
So that was definitely really nice. So yeah, I think that's all we have for today. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure you watch next time. Bye.
Bye.